I had to work and do my job in an atmosphere where women were viewed by Mayor Filner as sexual objects or stupid idiots.
On July 22nd, 2013, San Diegans learned about their mayor, Bob Filner, from then City Hall staffer Irene McCormick Jackson, what many women had known for years.
I was placed in the Filner headlock and moved around as a rag doll while he whispered sexual comments in my ear.
Filner's misconduct extended beyond his staff, as San Diego businesswoman Patty Roscoe described to KPBS.
He would come in and try and kiss me on the lips, and I'd have to squirm to get away.
Ultimately, at least 19 women came forward. The revelation sent shockwaves throughout San Diego and made national headlines. The tenure of the city's first Democratic mayor in a generation was over in just 9 months. But more importantly, women who had suffered in silence found their voice.
I always say courage is contagious.
Famed women's rights lawyer Gloria Allred represented Jackson and settled the former staffer's sexual harassment lawsuit against the city for $250,000. On August 23, 2013, Filner agreed to resign, but he was defiant.
Not one allegation, members of the council, has ever been independently verified or proven in court. I have never sexually harassed anyone.
Yet, in October of that year, he pleaded guilty to false imprisonment and battery charges involving 3 women. He was sentenced to 3 months home confinement and 3 years probation. Now, 10 years later, the Filner saga can be seen as a precursor to a much larger reckoning. The 2017 MeToo movement changed the international conversation about sexual harassment. Suddenly, powerful men were being held accountable, and employers rushed to beef up mandatory workplace training. But what's really changed? Just this year, San Diego County Supervisor Nathan Fletcher, a Democrat, resigned after a San Diego Metropolitan Transit Agency staffer accused him of sexual assault. Nationally, Allred says sexual harassment remains rampant. Still, she says there is good news. This year, a new federal law took effect. It exempted sexual harassment from non-disclosure agreements people sign when they start a job. And
many women are just not going to put up with this anymore. And they are going to fight back.
Julie Roginski co-founded the New York-based nonprofit Lift Our Voices that advocates for safe workplaces. She says the Filner scandal was transformative for women, transcending their own humiliation, uniting for support, and declaring enough is enough.
And they really showed the country well before the Me Too movement really kicked off, or this iteration of the Me Too movement kicked off, that this was possible.
Roginski says another watershed moment was when Filner's political ally, former San Diego City Councilwoman Donna Fry, said this.
And we want the women of this city and the people who love them to know that sexual abuse and this behavior is not normal, not their fault. And they are not to blame. Bob Filner is to blame, and he needs to resign.
Roginski points to Fry's words as foundational to what eventually became Me Too.
You're talking about a major city. You're talking about a mayor who was the first mayor of his party to be elected in decades, and yet here were members of his own party calling him to account.
Little is known about what Filner is doing now. In 2018, he publicly apologized again for his actions and asked for redemption. Amita, Sharma, KPBS News.